folders on EBSCOHost database. So I come to the library webpage, which is here at Colorado Christian University, and we have an alert. So these are great spaces to see if perhaps different programs are down or what's going on at the university. You can go through here. You can look at books or articles on the main page. I don't usually go there because if I come over here to the databases on the right, in the little orange box, and I click on that, I'm going to get to go to EBSCOHost. I'm going to pick the letter E, and then I'm going to scroll down to EBSCOHost ebook collection. And clicking on that is going to usually ask me to put in my login information. This is a firewall. It means that everything past this point is being paid for by your university fees. So it's not readily accessible. But the reason I'm going here to EBSCOHost to look at articles rather than going to just the library directly is that I have these sign in and folder options at the top. So the first thing I'm going to do is sign in because that is going to let me save it. So I could try to create a folder and some different elements, but I'm not going to be able to save those past that initial use. So you can use Google, which we have with the university. If you see one from me, that is the address you're going to get it from, and my username is Mrs. Barker. So one of the first things I do is sign in, of course, and depending on what I'm going to do, I'm either going to start looking at databases and I'm going to make a couple selections there, or if I'm doing what I'm doing today, which is I'm logging on and I'm saying, hey, maybe a student needs something. So a student has contacted me and we are discussing a specific topic. So I'm going to go to folders, and there are lots of options here that are created by EBSCOHost. You can see that you can check out books, you can look for notes, you can find images and articles. There's a book I have saved. But what I do is I come down here to custom, and you can see already that I have several fake ones that I've made and several that I have from previous student work. If I click on the plus sign, you can see that I can edit it or share it, and that I have a number of articles already saved under each of these topics. It's handy because I can share that with any student by just clicking on that button. So when I come in new with a new topic for a student, I'm going to say new, and then I'm going to name my folder. So let's do a death with dignity search. I'm not going to do anything else. Actually, I could add extra information. I can choose where I want this folder to be. I have loads of options, but I'm just going to give it a name and save it right now. So now it's my newest one and it's here at the bottom. So now that I have folders available and we know sort of what's going on with those, I'm going to come over here and do my search. So I can either go to new search or I can just go back to the main page, which is what I'm going to click on today. So first things first, now that we've signed on and we've created a folder that we're going to use today, we're going to choose our databases. Obviously, this starts by just looking at books, and ebooks are great, books are great, but we don't have time for that. We are looking at just a couple of weeks. So I'm going to select all databases because I want to be able to look at articles and journal articles and magazine articles. And it's going to warn me that that could possibly take quite a while. I'm going to select a few limits to my search. There are a couple of places to do this. If I enter my search right up here and hit search, I'm going to get a left-hand bar that's going to give me details. However, I can also do it here. I can click full text and scholarly reviews, which is definitely what I want to do. And I can also choose the date. So I have lots of options right here. But I want to do today, I want to come up here and I want to just pick a few words. So I'm just going to go with death and dignity. We don't need to use words like with, the, and, for. We don't need to use any of the extras. So immediately I got over 30,000 hits. So that's when I'm going to come over here to the left and choose my limits. I want full text. I want to be able to access everything right away because, again, we only have a little bit of time. Now I'm down to 26,000. The next thing I want are scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles. This is going to get rid of things like book reviews and things like that that are really not necessary for my search. Now I'm down to 7,800. I've really lowered it. And then you'll see that the publication date varies depending on when the first one is found. I'm going to go ahead and just give us 10 years. So 2009 to 2019. And immediately I am down to 3,000, which is still quite a few. But I'm just going to glance at this first page. It's just going to give me 10. And it gives me the chance to say, okay, what do I want? So you'll notice over here on the right are little folders with blue plus signs, or this nice one that's already yellow. I've already put that in a folder. So I can click on it and then I can choose which folder. So I have it in X topic, so anything, but I'm going to add it to Death with Dignity. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that up here. So I don't think I want to look at Jewish teens for this one. I don't want to look at this particular saint. This one was about death in prison. I'm going to go down and look at mental disorders. I like to look at mental health, so I'm going to add that one to my folder, and then I'm going to click on it so that I can see sort of what's happening with it, because I want you to see all of the possibilities. I can download the PDF full text on the left or save it. On the right, I can give a citation. It's going to give me a lot of options, and I'm going to scroll down to APA and highlight that, and then I can copy and paste that. I also have things like Chicago and Harvard, MLA. I have lots and lots of options. But I want you to see where this is. So if I go back to my folders, and I click on folder, and then that's going to take me back to this page where I can see sort of what I have and what's going on. I'm going to come down here to Death with Dignity, and it shows me that I have 2 articles. And if I click on that, it shows the ones I have saved. And obviously I can also share this with anyone. If I click share, it's going to let me send you an email with information about it. But I want you to think about EBSCOHost in terms of getting those files that are full text and readily available and savable and shareable. So I hope that helps. Don't forget, review the material, but be ready to ask questions when that's done.